Welcome to Fearless Friday, your day to reclaim your weekend and your life. I'm Flora with the FloraSageTherapiesInstitute.com. Today we're going to talk about the power of a story. If you think about way back in the day when you were a tiny kid, typically someone in your life at one time or another has read you a story, whether it was one of your parents or one of your caregivers as a child, or a teacher in elementary school or kindergarten. And they sat everyone around in a circle and they opened up a book and they told you a story. Many people, when they listen to stories, they see visuals in their head, kind of like a movie, and that story kind of plays out during the entire narration of the story. If we watch the news or listen to the news, we hear 30-second to 2-minute stories, very abbreviated versions of stories. If you sit around a campfire, you hear people tell stories of their day or of a haunted something that woohoo, and then somebody grabs you out of the dark and everybody jumps and everything like that. So campfire stories are always the best. And so these stories, whether you hear them through song or watch them through movies or hear them just from a loved one, these stories are very profound and can be very impactful and really affect our lives. And what happens when we fail to tell stories, or when we choose to not tell our story or tell a story, we start to stifle that creative part of ourselves that has been around for all of millennia, all of time. And many of us have a story of our past that we tell people. Well, I grew up with abusive parents, or an alcoholic parent, or I was poor. And regardless of how your situation played out as a child, you blame your adulthood shortcomings on that particular event or those particular events that happened to you as a child. And they are holding you back essentially in your story. So when you narrate your story to others in your life, whether it's a loved one or a friend, you are that person, that main character that has been held back by these events. And if you take that same story, and let's just say that you had an alcoholic, abusive parent or parents, and you've played the victim your whole life, and then you choose to let these events as a child hold you back, and you choose not to succeed in your life, and you choose to let that dampen your talents and your abilities. And when you convey that story to others, they hear you say that you are the victim, and because of this upbringing, you are not all that you can be today. Take that same story and rewrite it. Instead of saying, well, I grew up with abusive alcoholic parents, and because of that, I didn't get the opportunity to do this or that in my life, so therefore that's why I'm in the situation that I'm in. If you rewrite that and say, yes, I grew up with abusive alcoholic parents, but because of that, I saw what abuse looks like. I saw what alcoholism looks like. I felt what it's like to be in the thick of it, and because of that, because of the contrast that provided, I'm using that as a catalyst to shift me into another perspective and another way of thinking about abuse and another way of thinking about alcoholism. And I can use this as fuel for my life to educate others, or to even just educate those around me, and to empower others so that they don't get in that same situation. And if they are, I can give them hope that they can make it out alive, and they can make it out unscathed or more wise than they were before. And it's just a matter of shifting your perception on how you choose to retell your story. So let's just say that you grew up in poverty, and because you grew up in poverty, that's all you know, and so therefore your financial shortcomings are because that's all you knew growing up, and you saw your parents always in the hole, maybe unemployed, whatever the case may be. You can rewrite that and say, I've been there, done that with a financial lack, and I'm gonna use that as a jumping board and as a catalyst for my financial success, because I've been there without money. that is fuel for me to invest more, to save more, to be more mindful of my finances. And maybe you even, get a degree in finance, and then you can educate people in finance. Maybe you can be a financial coach or a CPA or whatever. But how you choose to retell your story holds so much power. So this week's challenge is to look at where you came from. Look at the story that you're sharing with others, the way that you're portraying your past and your present because of that past. And I challenge you to, if you are portraying yourself as the victim or less than what you think you can or could be because of that past, I challenge you to rewrite your story to one that is, instead of that victim or being held back, one of empowerment and one of saying, because of this, I am now on my way to a better and brighter future. And I know that that sounds kind of cheesy, but rewriting your story and retelling it from a place of empowerment can give you so much freedom in the present as well as in the future, because people will no longer view you as the oh woe is me, playing the victim. They're going to see you as someone who really knows what you want in life and really says, this is what I want and I'm going to get it. And I'm really empowering myself enough from my past to really make my future and my present so much more and that much more than what it was previously. So in doing this, this is a surefire way to become fearlessly inspired. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and any other social media platform, as well as email. If you've really loved it, please subscribe so you won't miss one single episode of Fearless Friday. You can also catch me live every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Central on Coffee and Inspiration with Crystal Starshine and friends. You'll find the link below. Until next week, I'm wishing you a fearless and fabulous week. Bye-bye.